Good afternoon. I'm Breon Peace, United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York. I'm joined here today by Assistant Special Agent in Charge Thomas Caligiros of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, and Assistant Chief Jerry O'Sullivan from the New York City Police Department. On October 30th, 2002, Jason Mizell, also known as Jam Master Jay of the legendary hip-hop group Run DMC, was murdered in cold blood in his recording studio in Queens, New York. The violent loss of Mr. Mizell traumatized his family and devastated legions of Run DMC fans around the world. Although it appeared that the case had gone cold and would not be solved, law enforcement never wavered in its determination to bring Mr. Mizell's killers to justice. Now, it's taken more than 20 years, but today, a jury in this courthouse found Carl Jordan Jr. and Ronald Washington guilty of murder while engaged in a drug trafficking conspiracy and firearm-related murder. They will be justly punished. Now, there's a message to be heard loud and clear from this verdict. No matter the passage of time, be it a day, be it a week, a month, a year, or even 2 decades, as it was in this case, justice will be served. And the harm caused by those who intentionally and senselessly end human life will be redressed. Now, I know today's verdict cannot bring Mr. Mizell back, but my sincere hope is that it brings some closure and solace to his family, his friends, his fans, and all those who loved and appreciated him. Now, I want to express my gratitude to members of my office, the NYPD, the ATF, for their relentless efforts to solve this crime and to hold Mr. Mizell's killers accountable. I want to thank my team of AUSAs, Assistant United States Attorneys Artie McConnell, Mark Masurik, and Miranda Gonzalez, my office's special agents and investigators, including Michael Cassidy, Michael Zeller, and Joseph Saccone, ATF special agents Christy Dorner and Andrew Tamino, task force officers Gary Haber and John Roberts, and paralegal specialists Anna November and Samantha Schroeder for their outstanding work on this very challenging case. Now, I want to say a few words about the witnesses to Mr. Mizell's murder who bravely and truthfully testified at this trial. It's no mystery why it took years to indict and arrest the defendants. The witnesses in the recording studio knew the killers, and they were terrified that they would be retaliated against if they cooperated with law enforcement and identified the ruthless executioners of Mr. Mizell. But their strength and resolve in testifying at this trial were a triumph of right over wrong and courage over fear. We cannot and should not accept the victimization and killing of members of our communities. And with the trust between law enforcement and the community that we're always working hard to build, we can solve more cases like this, and we can make our communities safer. And a message to those who commit murder and engage in gun violence in our communities: understand that we don't rest until you are brought to justice. Finally, I want to note that next month will be the 40th anniversary of Run DMC releasing a song about Mr. Mizell entitled Jam Master Jay. Since that song was released, Mr. Mizell reached the highest heights of fame through trailblazing music and trend-setting style. Tragically, his life was cut short as revenge. But today is justice for Mr. Mizell and his family. Now I'll turn over the podium to Assistant Special Agent in Charge Caligiros from the ATF.
Thank you, Breon. Good afternoon. I'm Tom Caligiros, and I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge of the ATF New York Field Division. Having been in federal law enforcement for 17 years, I could say that we have no better partners than those represented here today. The investigative efforts in this case have been extensive through many years and multiple jurisdictions. Today's verdict demonstrates the relentless pursuit of justice by federal prosecutors, NYPD detectives, and ATF special agents. ATF will never allow violent crime to become the norm in our communities. We hope this verdict brings some closure to the family, friends, and worldwide fans of Jason Mizell, Jam Master Jay. Thank you. Chief Jerry O'Sullivan.
Good afternoon. Again, my name is Assistant Jerry O'Sullivan, Commanding Officer, Citywide Investigations of the NYPD Detective Bureau. On October 30th, 2002, the 103 precinct responded to a homicide that occurred at this location, and an extensive investigation began with the detectives from the 103 Detective Squad. It continued with Queens homicide, and then it continued after that with our investigators at the cold case unit. I want to thank in particular, our cold case detectives who have since retired, Detective Gary Haber and John Roberts, for their dedication and their persistence in pursuing this case and seeking justice for Mr. Mizell and his family. I also want to thank our law enforcement partners, our federal partners and prosecutors who worked on this case and with their diligence. And with that said, I want to thank everybody behind me for ensuring that justice was served today to bring the killers to justice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.